rectangular array of numerical elements, either numbers or functions, arranged in rows and columns. These elements or entries are enclosed in brackets. You've already encountered matrix when you were in your junior and senior high school. So, for example, this matrix A, itong A na to, we call this your matrix variable, or the other books, they term this as your matrix label. Ito po yung ating mga rows. Row 1, si A11, A11, A12, A13. Another row, si A21, A22, A23. Another row, A31, A32, A33. Columns naman ito. So, column sila A11, A21, A31, and so on and so forth. So, yung A11, yung small letter A, we call this your element or your entry. The first number is your row index, and the second number, that is your column index. So, dito sa mga indices na to, we can identify kung asan yung location ng ating element. So, when we talk about sizes of matrix, that is Mn, wherein your M is your row, and your N is your column. So, for example, when we say 2 by 1, it means our matrix has two columns for example, when a matrix has a size of 2 by 1, it means that we have 2 rows and 1 column. Okay, so yung first na digit na nakikita natin, it pertains to the row, and the second digit, it pertains to your column. There are types of matrices. It is also included in your notes that I have posted in your Google Classroom. Kindly read the notes and alamin niyo po yung mga types of matrices na nakalagay po doon. Okay? We go to our matrix operations. How do we multiply? How do we subtract? How do we divide in a certain matrix? So, we go first to the multiplication by a scalar. So, the product of any and matrix and any scalar written, CA is the matrix CA obtained by multiplying each entry in A by C. What do we mean by this? For example, we have here matrix M. So, this is a 3 by 3 matrix. If we want to multiply this matrix into a certain scalar or into a certain number, let's say that number is K. So, we simply multiply this scalar or itong K na to this element. So, magiging ganyan siya. See? Kapag ang isang matrix gusto mong i-multiply to a certain number, we simply multiply that with that number. So, for example, we have to multiply matrix A by 3. So, dito yung matrix A. Gusto natin siyang i-multiply by 3. We simply multiply 3 doon sa lahat ng mga elements. So, ito siya. Paano ko nakuha? That is simply equal to 3 multiplied by 4, that is 12. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6 also. Same with the other elements. Okay? 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. 3 times 4 is 12. Ganyan po ang pag-multiply ng matrix into a scalar. Paano naman kapag yung isang matrix gusto mong i-multiply sa isa pang matrix? For example, this one. Oh. Paano pag division? For example, this one. We want to simplify matrix B. If you try to look at the elements of matrix B, these are all divisible by 4. So, all we have to do is to divide every element to 4. Ulitin ko, if you try to look at the elements of matrix B, those elements are divisible by 4. So, if we're going to divide every element by 4, doon po makukuha yung simplified matrix of B. Paano naman kapag yung isang matrix gusto kong i-multiply sa isa pang matrix? For example, this one. Matrix A has a size of 4 by 2. Matrix B has a size of 2 by 5. Now, for the multiplication of a matrix by another matrix, make sure that these two digits must match. Dapat pareho sila. So, if we're going to get the final product of this, ang magiging resulting matrix natin, ang size is 4 by 5. Wherein, ito ang ating rows in result and this also our resulting columns. Ulitin ko, if you're going to multiply one matrix to another matrix, dapat pareho yung digits na ito. Para mag-cancel out, then makukuha natin yung final na size ng ating matrix. Let's try to apply that in this one. So, itong matrix A natin has a size of this matrix is 1, 2, 3, 4 by 2, and this matrix B has a size of 2 by 5. So, you see here na yung pareho itong dalawang to, kaya ang magiging resulting matrix natin ay 4 by 5. So, how are we going to solve this one? Ito yung ginagawa ko para mas madali kong makuha yung product ng dalawang matrix. I'll write here matrix A, and dito ko ilalagay yung matrix B. So, para masolve ko siya, ganito yung gagawin ko. Then, yung magiging, sabi ko nga kanina, magiging resulting matrix ko is ang size 4 by 5. Ito ngayon yung magiging resultant ko, ay resulting matrix ko. Paano ko siya nakuha? For example, I want to solve ilan yung value ni C33. If I'm going to put this in an equation, C33 is equal to the product of A31 and B13 plus the product of A32 and B23. Bitin ko po. If I want to get the value of C33, that is simply equal to the product of A31 and B13 plus the product of A32 and B23. So let's have this example. We have here matrix A and matrix B. Now for matrix A, that is 2 by 2. Matrix B is 2 by 2. Right? So ang magiging final na size ng aking matrix ay 2 by 2. Kasi pareho itong dalawang to. Magiging 2 by 2 yung final na matrix ko. So, gaya ng ginawa ko kanina, lalagay ko dyan si A, dyan si B. So, paano masosolve si matrix C? So, paano masosolve si matrix C? Parang ginawa natin kanina, I'm going to take the sum of negative 3 and 2 and add the product of 0 and 6. So, negative 3 times 2 plus 0 times 6 is equal to negative 6. Yan ngayon yung magiging value dito. Yan yung magiging C11 ko. Okay? If I'm going to take, gusto kong kunin yung C21, that is simply equal to negative 3 times 4 plus 0 times 8, that is equal to negative 12. So, doon ngayon yung negative 12. Sabi natin, ang magiging size ng aking final matrix ay 2 by 2. So, 2 rows and 2 columns. So, punta ako sa second row. Gusto kong kunin yung value dito sa cell 2, 1. I have 5 times 2 plus 1 times 6, that's equal to 16. And lastly, 5 times 4 plus 1 times 8 is equal to 28. Yan. So, kompleto na yung aking final matrix. This is now my final answer. 2 by 2 yung size ng aking final answer. Wherein ang aking elements ay negative 6, negative 12, 16, and 28. Sundan ba natin? Isa ba na example? Paano pag 3 by 3? Kanina yung na-solve natin, 2 by 2. Okay lang siya. Paano naman kapag 3 by 3? How are we going to solve that one? Okay. Dalawang matrices, 3 by 3 yung isa is 3 by 4. So, ang magiging final na result ng ating matrix ay, ang size ay 3 by 4. So, gaya ng ginawa ko kanina, susulat ko yung 3 by 3 dito sa may right side, then 3 by 4 dun sa may upper. Okay. Ito yung naging sagot ko. How did I solve this one? Paano ko nakuha itong mga values na to? How did I get 140? I simply did this one. 1 times 10 plus 2 times 20 plus 3 times 30 is equal to 140. Ulitin natin. Since yung 140, I'm going to consider the elements dito sa line ng 140. So, 1 times 10 plus 2 times 20 plus 3 times 30. Okay, nagets po ba? How about 146? That is simply equal to 1 times 11 plus 2 times 21 plus 3 times 31. That is equal to 146. Now, try to look again at this problem. Subukan naman ninyong i-verify kung tama yung mga nakuha kong sagot dito. Ito yung aking sagot. Subukan ninyong sundan itong ginawa ko dito sa may 114, 146. Subukan nyo kung nakuha nyo itong mga values nito. That is how are you going to multiply a matrix by a matrix. Okay? For the addition and subtraction of matrices, this is only possible if the matrices have the same size. So, for example, ang isang matrix mo, ang size niya is 3 by 2. I-add mo ngayon yung isang matrix na ang size ay 2 by 3. Hindi po siya pwede kasi magkaiba sila ng size. Again, addition and subtraction of matrices is only possible if the matrices have the same size. So, for example, this one. Ang size ng matrix na to ay 2 by 2. This is also 2 by 2. So, these two matrices has a size of 2 by 2. So, pwede natin siyang i-add. So, ang magiging sum nito, E11 or E11 plus F11, E21 plus F21, E31 plus F31. So, madali lang siya. For example, this one. Pinagsabay ko na yung addition and subtraction. Diba? The same naman yung rule nila. So, itong unang matrix natin, it has a size of 2 by 3. This is also 2 by 3. This is also 2 by 3. So, pare-pareho sila ng size. Pwede tayong mag-add and mag-subtract. So, ang magiging result nito, 2 by 3 din yung magiging resulta ng ating matrix. Sulat ko na lang siya dito. I'll name yung final answer ko as matrix C. So, ang makukuha ko dito, C11, C21, C12, C22, C13, C23. Bakit ganyan yung pinaglalagay ko? Now, in the first slides, I told you, itong C na to, that is the element, yung first digit dito, that is your row index, yung second digit, that is your column index. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Since row index, sinasabi lang yung numbers na mga to, 1, 2, 2, 2, kung asan yung location nung ating element. So, kapag sinabing C11, ibig sabihin, yung element na yun ay nasa first row, first column. Ito naman, ibig sabihin, yung element na sa may second row, first column. And ito naman, yung ating element ay nasa second row, second column. Okay? Hope nakuha natin siya. So, first, let's try to solve for A11. Again, ang ginamit ko dito, ang ginamit ko dito, C. Iniba ko lang, C dyan. Yung element na C, the C was this element A. A pala yung ginamit ko. So, A11, ibig sabihin, yung unang element doon sa may first row, first column. So, how did I solve that one? That is simply equal to 5 plus 5 minus 7 is equal to 3. 5 plus 5 minus 7. For the second element, itong element na to, yan yung nasa may C12. That is 4 plus 0 minus 2. Next element, ito yung nasa element dun sa my first row, third column. That is negative 2, 2, and minus 3. Okay? Doon tayo sa may element, sa may second row, first column. That is 1 plus 3 minus negative 4. Now, you have to be careful with this one. You have to be careful with this one. Ang gusto kong kunin is the element dun sa may second row, first column. So, that is 1 plus 3 minus, be careful with your signs, negative 4 yun. Okay? That is negative 4. Now, if you try to enter this in your calculator, 8 yung lalabas dun. So, that is 0 plus negative 5 minus 0, that is equal to negative 5. Lastly, doon tayo sa may element sa may second row, third column. That is equal to 2 plus 1 minus 1, that is equal to 2. So, ang ating final answer dito, when we add the 3 matrices and when we add and subtract the 3 matrices, ang magiging final answer natin ay ito. Be careful dun sa placement ng inyong mga elements. Okay? Dapat alam nyo kung saan yung pinaglalagay yun. So, mas maganda, if you're going to add or subtract matrices, be sure na ilagay nyo yung element tsaka yung kanyang indices para hindi kayo malito. Kagaya nito, A11, my answer is negative 3. Ibig sabihin, yung negative 3 nasa may row 1, column 1. Yun. Yan. Ito ay si element 1, 2. Ito si element 1, 3. Ito si element 2, 1. Ito naman si element 2, 2. And element 2. So, be careful kung saan yung pinaglalagay yung inyong mga elements. Another, may mga properties din ang matrices natin. First is the transposition. Pag sinabing transposition, we are trying to, kumbaga is, yung rows ng isang matrix, ginagawa natin siyang column. So, for example, this matrix, ang size niya is 3 by 2. So, kapag tinranspose mo siya, yung rows magiging columns. So, ang transpose ng matrix M is this one. Pansin nyo? Itong row na to, M11 at saka M12. Nung tinranspose ko, naging column na siya. Same with this one. M21, M22. Nung nag-transpose, naging column. Same with this one. Ganyan ang transposition. So, be careful with your label. This is matrix M. Nung tinranspose ko siya, naging transposed of matrix M. So, for vectors naman, if we want to yung transpose ng matrix XYZ, yung kanyang original form ay XYZ. We call this your row vector. Yung isa naman, we call that your column vector. Now, ang tandaan nyo lang, kailangan nyo ng tandaan sa may transposition, yung rows nagiging columns. Okay? Characteristics of matrix transposition. Transposing the same matrix twice will return the matrix to its original form. Anong ibig sabihin niyan? So, kung yung original matrix, like for this example, matrix B, kapag itatransform mo siya, yung rows magiging columns. So, ang magiging transpose ng ang transposition ngayon ng matrix B ay ganito. Napansin nyo? Yung aking row na negative 1, 2, and negative 3, naging column na siya. The same with this one, 4, 5, and 6, naging column na rin. 7, negative 8, and 9, naging column na rin. Okay? Again, take note of your matrix variable or matrix label. Now, kapag itong transposed matrix B, itra-transpose ko siya ulit, pansinin ninyo, bumalik ako doon sa may original matrix. Tama? Pareho sila. Ulitin natin yung property ay isang characteristic ng matrix transposition. Nung tinranspose ko yung original na matrix, ito yung naging itsura. Pero nung tinranspose ko ulit yung transposed matrix, bumalik ako sa dati. Yan. Another characteristic of a matrix transposition, the transpose of a diagonal matrices, including identity matrices, would still show the same form. Anong diagonal matrices? Now, I have told you a while ago, there are different types of matrices. And it is included in your notes that I have posted in your Google Classroom. It is very important that you read your notes. Do not just rely on whatever I am sending you in your Google Classroom or itong mga instructional videos. You have also to do your part in reading your notes. You have to read the types of matrices for you to easily understand yung mga succeeding topics natin. So, ito yung isang characteristic ng matrix transposition. So, for example, this diagonal matrix C, if you try to take the transposition of this, it will still look the same dun sa may original matrix.